In the past, I've always thought those kinds of setup were the best you can ever get. A full immersion in a replica of a real plane. But then, nothing happened. I still think those are unbeatable if you ignore one factor though. The price. Tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands. I ain't paying for that. But then comes VR. A full 3D immersion inside a 360 cockpit without selling your entire house, as well as your dog, your family, your kids in the basement, and your gaming PC. Isn't that the dream? I mean, the affordable dream? Yes, it is. This is why we are going to review VR with the best headset available out here, the Pimax Crystal. This will be both a VR review and a Pimax Crystal review, which will answer 2 questions. Should you get a VR headset? And should you get the Pimax Crystal? The review is not sponsored by Pimax, however they did send out the headset for free, which is very sweet. Let's begin. Virtual reality is no longer a new technology. The first ever VR headset was created in 1968. VR has matured over the years, which offers years after years a better experience and immersion. But what is the point of VR? For VR headsets, the point is literally the same. Switching from a flat, 2D big screen with small immersion into a 360 experience in 3D. VR provides an immersive experience that traditional screens just can't match. Whatever the size of the screen, like even this huge boy can't immerse us as much. It transports you into a different world, quite literally. You need to try VR to understand what I mean by that. It's a very trippy feeling where like the immersion is so good that you're like, hey yo, I was like in my room a few seconds ago. What's on earth? In a VR world, you are able to interact with things in a way that is unmatched by any other support. For example, with a mouse or controller, you're just pressing a button. Meanwhile, in VR, you gotta look around, use your arm, reach a button, only then to be able to interact realistically. And this changes everything in a game's gameplay. You can hold a gun realistically, same for like a sword. When driving you can look around left and right before crossing. And on a plane, that changes literally everything. Trying to find a button? Just look around. Can't see the speed? Move around. Wanna visit a plane? Walk around in real life, as long as it's like safe to do so. And other than how practical this is, yo, look how I can like move the tab somewhere. That is so cool for like some reasons. It also makes everything look so big, realistic and look so good. It's hard to like express this through a YouTube video, but when you're looking through your windows in a plane, it actually looks like you're very much high in the sky. The paysage and Earth overall just looks huge. I had this moment when flying low over New York, where I reached Central Park, and in VR, Central Park looks very immense. This was one of the trippiest feeling for some reasons, where like in VR you realize how big things actually are. This is because VR is not just like a screen put right into your eyes to be bigger, it actually looks 3D. It will look like you can actually like touch the cockpit, like if you just replaced your entire desk. And this is like a crazy feeling. So crazy in fact that I'm starting to think that VR is actually more immersive than the very big like expensive setups I talked about in the beginning. It's also 10 times cheaper, so like, it's worth it. One thing often breaks the immersion though, and it's the screen resolution. Average VR headsets are a big downgrade from a screen in terms of like global quality. Average VR headsets have a max quality of 1832 x 1920 pixels per eye, which considering it's right in front of your eyes, is very poor. It's like taking a 180p video on YouTube and replacing your entire vision with a zoomed version of it. This ain't gonna look good. That's where the headset I'm gonna show you comes in handy. This is the Pimax Crystal, a flagship headset sold as the highest clarity VR headset in the world. And I don't lie. This headset has a resolution of 2880 x 2880 pixels per eye, the same resolution as the Apple Vision Pro by the way. The immersion of this thing is crazy. The images talk by themselves. It's as clear as a screen, but right in front of your eye. Same for the PPD, pixel per degree. Basically, the higher it is, the better it looks, and the difference between most headsets is amazing. It's so detailed that you can actually read the speed on any plane while flying. Even my screen is unable to be as accurate without zooming on the speedometer. That is wild. So this headset is clearly the best of the best, and that quality is exactly what simmers need. For normal games, such quality wouldn't be necessary, while for car sims, rally games, F1 sims, or just airplane sims, you would actually need this kind of accuracy for reading out the screens, checking every detail and stuff. For race sims, you also need a fast reaction time, which is why this headset also has a 120Hz display, which means 120 images per second, and very fast reaction time. It can also go down to 90Hz if you want to save resources, or even 72Hz. The head tracking is also amazing thanks to inside-out tracking that uses cameras in all sides of the headset to track itself around. It even works in dark environments with no issues. Those cameras can also serve as a see-through mode to see the real world through the headset. This comes in handy when you gotta find a key on your keyboard, or if you leave the zone where you are set to be able to move around freely, without even removing your headset. This is a PC VR headset, which means it works by plugging it into your computer and runs the game on your computer. Every Steam VR game works perfectly, same for non-Steam VR games that are compatible, which really most of them are. And to take full advantage of such quality, you need a beast of a computer though. Anything below an RTX 360 wouldn't run such a headset at all, especially with poorly optimized games like Microsoft Flight Sim. You are a game, you know. My RTX 360 is a bare minimum to look somewhat good, but when you have an RTX 380 or above, the graphics are insane. The headset also has eye tracking, which not many devices have. This allows for optimizations like dynamic foveated rendering. This works by making the image look better where you're looking and optimize where you're not, allowing for good optimization with no visible loss in quality. The design of the headset is very big, but despite looking huge, it's actually not uncomfortable at all, especially because of the design, which is made to be balanced between the front and the back, and also thanks to the strap on the top. Using it for hours will start to feel uncomfortable though, and this is no exception with any headset. Every headset will eventually hurt your eyes or just feel uncomfortable on the head. The more you'll use it, the longer it will take before needing to wear this off. My personal longest session was 3 hours without any problem. Also, people might compare this headset with the Apple Vision Pro, but this has nothing to do with it. The Vision Pro is a device by itself and is not made for games. It's made for spatial computing to put screens around in a room, doesn't have controller, neither can be used to play Steam VR games on it. And also the price is way higher since the Vision Pro literally costs $3,500. Meanwhile, the Pimax Crystal, which by the way has the same image quality, costs only $1,500, more than half the price. And honestly, the price is justified by the unparalleled visual clarity, as well as the refresh rates that ensure smooth and immersive gameplay, and features such as eye tracking with dynamic foveated rendering for serious VR enthusiasts and simmers wanting the highest quality ever. This headset is the most perfect you can find out here. If you wanna buy this headset, which you should really do if you're interested in it, please use my link in the description or using this QR code. Thanks for watching, don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel, see you next time.